Forget the iPhone 16, Apple has something much better. With the launch of Apple Intelligence, Apple is ready to join the world of AI-first smartphones. While the iPhone 16 Pro will be the workhorse, Tim Cook and his team will ensure the iPhone 16 can match the same promise. But a better iPhone is waiting in the wings that offers value for money, new hardware, and the power of artificial intelligence to Apple's faithful consumers, the next generation iPhone SE. The iPhone SE has always been popular, offering the benefits of Apple's ecosystem and hardware in an attractively priced smartphone. The tone was set in 2016 with the first iPhone SE based around the iPhone 5S design, the second in 2020 based around the iPhone 8, and the third in 2022 based around the same iPhone 8 design, but offering the same chipset as the then-current iPhone 13. An iPhone SE for 2025 will be just as popular, arguably even more popular than previous models given the ever-rising price of the Pro iPhones. Regarding specifications, we're probably looking at an iPhone 14 form factor, but smaller than the vanilla and Pro models, which many will welcome. After all, not everyone wants a huge slab of a smartphone. Given the 3-year gap between this SE and the previous iteration, you can expect many of Apple's hardware improvements to be included. There is potential for a larger 48-megapixel main camera, the first use of the notched display in an SE, and for the same fast-charging battery technology expected for the iPhone 16. The biggest advance may be in the display. While previous SE models have shipped with cheaper and less vibrant LCD panels, the 2025 edition should also have an OLED display. 9to5Mac reports that the iPhone SE design could take on a modern look and echo the same rear design as the iPhone 16. Any new iPhone SE will have key identifying features such as the vertically stacked camera and notched screen. In other words, the backsides of both devices may be largely indistinguishable from each other. This isn't a huge surprise, as CAD renders earlier this year indicated that the upcoming iPhone SE4 would be the largest SE model yet, with a form factor that mostly resembles the iPhone 14. Details on the all-important display sizes are being reported by the MacRumors team. While the iPhone SE has always been seen as the smallest handset in the iPhone range, putting aside Tim Cook's misguided dalliance with the iPhone mini, the upcoming SE could match the more expensive iPhone 16's physical size. If you assume that the iPhone 16's display size will be similar to that of the iPhone 15's 6.1-inch display, then the reported 6.06-inch display for the iPhone SE will effectively offer the same screen area. Given that the iPhone SE should also carry the A18 Apple Silicon chipset and come with at least 6 GB of memory to accommodate Apple's generative AI additions to iOS 18, it will be a tempting choice. One final piece of the puzzle being reported is the potential price. Last year's iPhone SE model launched at $429. Next year's model will be more expensive, but a price window of $499 to $549 will be competitive. The iPhone 16, by its nature, has been a compromised device in the past. Apple places the latest and greatest technology available to the company on the Pro models, which will be the iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max this year. There has always been a balancing act to keep the vanilla iPhone 16 with a high enough specification to be considered a good enough iPhone, while leaving enough space to create the demand for a more expensive Pro model. In previous years, this has involved using a previous generation of AX chipsets, reducing the storage options for consumers, and keeping the memory specifications as low as possible. There is also the question about the Generative AI Timetable. The ostentatiously branded Apple Intelligence was previewed at last month's Worldwide Developer Conference and will play its part in iOS 18. However, while iOS 18 will be available to the public when the iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Pro launch in September, The critical AI components are not scheduled to appear until the first quarter of 2025. Apple's community may be looking for an AI boom on iPhone 16 sales as one of the first AI-enabled iPhones, but there's no sign in the supply chain that Apple is planning to increase the order book. If Apple is waiting until the first quarter of 2025 to kick off the revolution, would it not be better to wait until then to see what shape that revolution will be? If you want the extra power and the full capability of the iPhone platform, you're going to go for the iPhone 16 Pro or iPhone 16 Pro Max, and there's not much point looking at any other iPhone. If you are looking to maximize your value for money, the iPhone SE will be the better deal than the iPhone 16, and thanks to the late arrival of Apple Intelligence, there's no huge benefit in buying your next iPhone before then.